Hey everybody, this is Unit 3 Formative 1, Video 4, Graphing Lines in Slope-Intercept Form. Alright, so when we talk about slope-intercept form, we want to refresh the three terms that we've been talking about. So your slope, remember, is the steepness of a line, or in other words, rise over run, or we're going to take y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 if we're talking about 2 points. Okay, your x-intercept is where it crosses, where the line crosses the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, and the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, which is the vertical axis. Okay, so if we're looking at a graph like this, what I want us to do is be able to pull out the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. Okay, so slope we're just going to refer to as m. Okay, so remember our slope is going to be, we have to pick 2 points, so let's pick this point right here and this point right here, are both in the corner of boxes. Okay, so our slope would be down 1, so negative 1 over right 2, so positive 2. Our x-intercept is going to be the point right here, right where it crosses the x-axis, which is going to be the point 4, 0. Our y-intercept is going to be this point right here where it crosses the y-axis, which is going to be the point 0, 2. Okay, now I am just going to go ahead and give you this equation for this line, which is going to be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, if we take a second to look at this, where did the 1/2 come from? Negative 1/2 came from. Well, that is actually just the slope. And where did the plus 2 come from? Well, that is just the y-intercept. Okay, so that's where our equation came from. All right, so slope-intercept form then of an equation is simply y equals mx plus b. Okay, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, this is something that you need to remember. Okay, y equals mx plus b. The y in the m, okay, will always, or the y in the x, sorry, will always stay in the equation. The m gets replaced by the slope. The b gets replaced by the y-intercept. Okay, so let's actually do a couple examples. All right, we have the equation y equals 2/3 x plus 4. We want to identify the slope and y-intercept, then graph. Okay, well, our slope, remember, is just the one that's before the x, so our slope is going to be 2/3. Remember, slope is represented with an m, get used to that, and y-intercept is represented with a b, so your y-intercept in this case is just going to be 4. All right, when you list your slope and y-intercept, I'm okay with you just listing the y-intercept as a number when you pull it out of an equation. Okay, so now when we go to graph this, okay, we want to first, so the first step is going to plot the y-intercept. Well, y-intercept means that is just where it crosses the y-axis. So remember, this is your y-axis. So it crosses the y-axis at positive 4. So we're going to put a dot on 4. Okay, step 2 then is going to be plot the slope. Okay, so from the point that we put on our graph, okay, so from our y-intercept, So from the y-intercept, we're going to use our slope 2/3. Well, 2/3 means rise 2, run 3. Okay, so rise 2 or up 2, right 3. So from the point that we already have drawn, we're going to go up 2, and then we're going to go right 3. So we're going to end up at the point right here. Notice how I went from my y-intercept, not 0, 0 down here. Okay, if I would have went from 0, 0, I would be over here, and that is wrong, because then you would end up with a negative slope once you connect your dots. Okay, and then finally we're just going to connect our two dots. Notice how I connect the line to go nice and straight all the way across my graph. All right. Okay, so we have y equals negative 5x minus 2. We want to identify the slope. So your slope here is going to be negative 5. Or we could actually just write this as negative 5 over 1. It's going to be more handy if we write it like that when it comes to actually graphing. Our y-intercept then is going to be actually negative 2 because it's minus 2 this time, and if we change that, it'd be plus a negative 2. So our y-intercept is actually at negative 2. Okay, so let's actually go to graph this. So y-intercept first, so we're going to put a dot at negative 2. And then our slope is negative 5 over 1, which means down 5, right 1. From the actual point that we plotted on our y-intercept. So down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1. We should be right here. Notice how I went from the y-intercept, not 0, 0. And connect your 2 points then. It's going to be helpful if you use like a ruler or something to connect them. Obviously, that's not perfect there. There. Should look more like that. All right, and there is your 2 points. Now notice how instead of going down 5, right 1, we could have also went up 5, left 1. And we would have, because that would have just put the negative on the bottom instead. So we could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then we could have gone left 1, and we still would have ended up on the same line. Okay? So it doesn't matter, you could go either directions. All right, here we have y equals x minus 4. Okay, so in this case, our slope is the number before the x. Well, the number before the x is just 1 in this case. So we have like a invisible 1 in front of that x. All right, our y-intercept then is going to be negative 4. Okay, so we're going to put a dot at negative 4. And then our slope, remember, is 1 over 1. So we go up 1, right 1 from the dot that we already have. So up 1, right 1 would put us right here. Or we could go, instead of having positive 1 over 1, we could actually say our slope is negative 1 over negative 1, which means down 1, left 1. And so we could have 3 dots and keep going with that. And then we could connect all those dots and we could have a nice straight line. All right, that is your video on how to graph lines from in slope-intercept form. Make sure you took notes, and we will see you later.